Does this prove the theory where they say the world is flat? So if any of you guys ever come to the United Nations, Napijana Nishtahai, good thoughts. The Nishtahai Namaga, Umira, Nimayarwa. Napija Tumia, coming in a good way, good thoughts, good words. Napija, Namaga, Nanishnahi Namaga, blessing all our relatives. Why are we here? United Nations. Napija Tumia. Napuni Ipija Tumia, gonna come show a movie in a good way here. Awake. Hello relatives, here from the Big Apple, the United Nations, right here at the front, and we'll be showing the documentary Awake here. I never thought, well, I think it's going to be amazing just to show, you know, what our water protectors and people have accomplished and continue to accomplish in protecting the water and the sacred. So 3 topics here on the film Awake, which was the premiere, United Nations, and NYU. NYU is the New York University. And so right here I'm at the front of the United Nations, where we'll be showing here at the United Nations, and also a panel. And that's coming up this week. And I'll put the dates up for you guys to check out and come educate and empower here, as well as, you know, the different things that are going on. We have an Indigenous issues panel going on, and to share about what happened at Standing Rock and where we're going with it today and where we're going to go with it tomorrow, and how we're continuing the momentum, our water protectors. Last night at the premiere, we got to stream a little bit of it, and it was there was a lot of good feedback. It was the premiere of the film there, which was amazing, with the feedback from people that came to see it, that put the film in the film festival in Tribeca, and also to get our word out as filmmakers, to share the word of all the water protectors, to share their voice, and to say we are all in this together, and that there was no possible way that just 1 or 2 or 3 filmmakers could share the story of many. We had so many live streamers out there that were filming also on top of live streaming, and I encourage you guys to get your film out there and share your voice with what's going on about the movement here, because the revolution will not be televised. You're going to have to force it out there into mainstream media. You're going to have to take it and walk it out there. You're going to have to go door to door. You're going to have to go and open doors that are closed, as where we're at here with the United Nations. You're going to have to make it your point to do this, water protectors. Educate and empower, and do it in a good way, the best way you can. This is something that I want to share with you that's not easy. We're continuing to move forward, continuing to educate, and continuing to empower people that this is important to hear the voice of all our people out at Standing Rock, and that these issues on Indian lands have been happening for a long time. But we know what the problem is, the solution, and you're the action. So take that action and educate, empower people on why you're going to be talking about your life feeds the way you're talking about them, about protecting the water. So with the premiere last night, it was very awesome to get a lot of updates on what people thought and what they didn't know. I got a couple of people here real quick and say, Sean, what did you think about the premiere last night, the questions that were being asked?
It was good. Good questions. I mean, you always have good answers, bro. And everyone there did. All the people, the speaking panel. You know what else I liked is, I noticed when, like, you gave your time to LaDonna to speak, and then when Flores spoke also, the 2 women, it brought a different energy, and it made it feel balanced with the answers. And I felt a feeling being in the audience. I felt a good feeling after I heard the women speak too. So it was just all around a good event. It was balanced, the male and female energy, and it was a beautiful night to be a part of, man. Really beautiful.
Guys, Sean also got up and performed, and
Yeah.
And you know, you get that mic, you get the opportunity to educate. You know, what is your focus when you get that mic? Besides sharing the song, what is your focus?
I try to feel the energy of the room, and I hope that somehow I leave an impression that makes people feel more empowered and stronger, because my whole intention is that I want all of us common people to get our power back and our strength back, and to be able to do our part to make this world great. Because I know I want the world to change, but that's not my choice. It's all of our choice and the whole world together. So that's what I try to feel when I'm on stage, is I hope somehow I can inspire to people to be powerful of their own, realize their own power and act. That's all I hope.
What do you think about it going to be premiering here at the United Nations?
Crazy. It's crazy. Even Tribeca's, you know, the whole thing was cool. First time on the red carpet. That was cool.
Yeah. And who was it showed up, Rosie?
Rosario.
Rosario.
Yeah, shout out to Rosario Dawson. It's awesome seeing you there last night, and everybody.
Francis Fisher.
Francis.
You know,
Auntie Francis.
Yeah, Auntie Francis. A lot of the
Uncle Josh.
Uncle Josh. A lot of people. You know, filmmakers Josh and James as well, as we all co-directed this.
James.
Prolific did a lot of his own filming and editing too as well. We got Tina. She's over here still filming. We're getting ready to put a piece together of why we're here and what we're doing to share the message here that this is important. 100% of these proceeds go to indigenous media as well. So this is awesome. This is what we need to see on how I think it goes appropriately to where it needs to go, to keep sharing the message of why we're here protecting the water.
Yep.
We need more media out there through indigenous eyes.
Yes. And it's really good. Everybody doing their thing to push the message out. And it's going to be premiered at the United Nations as well. And everyone at home setting up their own premieres. It's all because the story needs to be told. Yeah. It's not just about the pipeline, though we all know it's about that. It's about the water, all these issues. But it's also about truth and getting the truth out there so that we can change the world, or the world can choose to change itself if it thinks right.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys.
All right.
This quick short segment, I'm going to take them over here by the banner that's going on with the indigenous issues.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little close, real quick, a little interview here with Tina here.
Oh, hey.
Share what you thought about, you know, the work in editing and what you've seen.
It's always so hard when you see something you've edited. You know this, like after you've edited it, you always want to go back and change something. Last night was one of the first times where, because the piece was so beautiful and the message was so powerful to just get it out there, I was happy. Like I was watching the edit and going, oh, this works, and it made me feel really great, and it just was so great to see all the water protectors there, and just to see like Standing Rock come to the red carpet. That was really nice, and it was nice to see indigenous people have a voice, and it felt really right.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was like starting to shift.
Yeah.
That arena of whatever the industry.
Yeah.
To give indigenous people a voice, and I think you know, with the film, all the money going to indigenous media, like I'm excited to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And those times we got to open that door. The door don't open. You have to open it.
Yeah.
And let them. You got to let your voice be heard louder. It's just not loud enough sometimes.
What, my camera? Why?
So.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
He's only looking at the camera, not harassing us. It's not over in North Dakota. So there's another. Look like you can get on the United Audio channels for the United Nations news. We'll see if we can get on there as well. That's an app for it. And then you can, over here, there is let me point at this. This is coming up too, the Indigenous Issues, United Nations Permanent Forum as well. Hashtag We Are Indigenous, look it up, check it out. And looks like there's quite a bit Samoa people. There's another documentary that they want us to come check out, which I'm really excited to listen to other indigenous people's struggles in their area and how they're overcoming and sharing with the world on the protection of their lands as well. And I'm very open to see other filmmakers do a creative way to share their voice, articulate it in a way where the rest of the world can get it. And I think that's a beautiful message when you can do that. The human issue of an indigenous issue is a human issue when it comes to water. So make your documentaries like water, where everyone has a drink and has a part of that in that ceremony. And I'm looking forward to seeing other documentaries that are coming out and other point of views coming out. There's no wrong way to tell your story. You're the one telling the story. You're the filmmaker, but you're also the storyteller. And last night's story was told through a visual legal narrative. I kept in mind that if we didn't tell our story, history was starting to repeat itself. And when we seen yellow journalism coming out of Morton County and the local newspapers, that's what we had to combat. And we didn't get to put as much in there as we wanted to, but we got the second documentary coming out, which is going to shed a lot of light on pushing the message out there from an indigenous perspective of what we've been going through for a long time. And to combat at that time in the 1800s was newspapers. Imagine if our indigenous people had the idea of what that media meant at that time in those dime nickel magazines. We would have pushed those out. And who controls the media controls the culture. And so we have to get our own media out there as fast as possible. Also, here in the 21st century, we're going to combat, and I shared this at the Tribeca, was that documentary would have been civil, would have only been the First Amendment civil rights movement. But it wasn't like in the 60s. This was an inherent right movement. And it was through indigenous issues. These were an indigenous-led movement. I reminded everyone it was an indigenous-led movement, and that then most of these movements are indigenously led because that's what we've been in constant defense for 500 years. And to empower them to continue to share their message and educate their circle, educate their community, and take this screening to your community and take what you learned here to your community. Empower them to do that. And then just continue to empower people to make them feel like, wow, this is something I need to know. The other message for you guys is that after these movements, there's a lot of chaos going on. People are getting rebalanced. They're getting spiritually rebalanced. And anger comes out. Even myself, I feel it come out every now and then. And energy in is energy out. Put yourself around good energy, guys. If you start hearing gossip or anything like that, remember those people are hurt, and just listen to them. Don't repeat what they say. Just listen to them. That's all they need, is someone to listen to. They're hurt, and they don't know any other way, especially a lot of people that have that historical trauma. They're hurt, and so they're going to express it the only way they know how. If they start to getting physical or bullying, then you need to reach out and let people know and take care of yourself. Make sure you're well protected, and don't let that happen to you or anybody else. Show them support, because that's what we need. This is the time we stand together. We cannot fractionate, and we're going to continue to share the media as much as we possibly can. And we're here right now to get our badges to be able to go into the United Nations on Monday. Relatives, much love. Thank you guys for tuning in. The other NYU, New York University, will be premiering there too. I'll give you an update as we start to unfold this week here in New York City. Much love, and representing in all the four directions in the best way we possibly can. Thank you to all our relations. Bija humiara. Aho.